Hi, all the signs of the zodiac. I'm Pam, the Lucky Mermaid, psychic seer and modern mystic, bringing you psychic predictions and messages from my spirit guides for this mid-month psychic tarot update for October 2022. Please be sure to watch your sun sign, your rising sign, and your moon sign to get a more clear and complete picture of what's to come for you in the mid-month of October and perhaps beyond, because timing will be different for all of you in these general readings. Remember, sometimes your rising sign and your moon sign will resonate more for you than your sun sign. And if you're born on the cusp of your sign, some months your psychic predictions and messages are coming to you from there. So you might want to check that out. So all that being said, now onto your mid-month psychic tarot update for October 2022. And I'm starting with the sign of Aries. Hi, Aries. The first card you have in this mid-month update is the Five of Swords. And the Five of Swords is standing your ground, drawing a line in the sand, standing up against any gossipers, naysayers, or detractors. If there's any battle, you're likely to win. This is also like standing up for yourself also. You know, some of you, Aries, have to put your foot down about things that need to get done. Maybe you're a boss. Maybe it's over your kids, or, you know, with a significant other, or with coworkers. Maybe you're a manager, a supervisor, a boss, but whatever the capacity is, this could be in your own home, like I said, with your kids or spouse, or if you've hired anybody to do any work for you. It's you putting your foot down and saying, you know, step up to the plate, you got to get stuff done. And you may feel like you have to go round Robin Hood's barn to get things done. And you may also see people milking this situation. Like, you know, so many things come to my mind when I say that. You know, where people are like, they're dragging their feet, they're looking at the clock, they're dragging things out, you know, milking the situation. Milking their time, that, you know, that kind of energy. Some of you Aries, sun, moon, and rising sign people may be blocking something where you're like, you're not going to get past this. So it could be maybe you're getting some kind of protection on your computer, like a firewall or some kind of VPN, or it could be in your property. You know, maybe you have animals trying to get in your property, or people trying to get in your home or get in your property. So you could be getting an alarm system, an electric fence, a security fence, security cameras. It could be security on your computer also, like I said earlier. You may also be very protective of your work. Especially because I'm hearing the words digitized. So anything that is on the computer, like work that you've done, if it's intellectual property or copyright infringement, that could also be coming up for you in the mid-month of October. Now, the card you have with it that came up is the Eight of Rods. And the Eight of Rods is news coming to you swiftly. It could be text messages, emails, or some kind of communication could be coming at you. This can be the arrows of love. It could also indicate change, and it could be also travel. Now, it could be connected to your Five of Swords card, or it could be totally separate messages. I do feel that something's coming about suddenly, and there is some kind of news here coming to you. I feel for some of you, Aries, it's about something that needs to be fixed or handled. So It could be at work. It could be your job or work calling you saying, hey, there's a problem here. We need you to come in and fix it. It could be something at your residence. If you have any rental properties, it could be coming to you from tenants. Could be a family member calling you and saying, you know, I need your help. Something's broken. Something needs to be fixed. I feel like you're hearing details about stuff, details about things that are broken or things that need to be fixed. It could be if you have a relative that is contacting you, but it could be another relative contacting you about another relative. That could be saying, hey, you know, our mother, father, sister, brother, cousin, uncle, whoever it is, they're having problems. Stuff is breaking. Their car broke down, or things at their house are breaking. Also, finalizing details on something where something's coming through for you. So this could be like if there was any kind of contract that needed to be signed for a new job or some kind of work you were having done around your home, or if you were adopting a child, or some other situation where something that you need to finalize, some kind of papers you needed to fill out, documents possibly that need signatures. This could also be if there was any kind of disputes or court cases or anything like that, that could become final, or like a divorce is final, or some other type of, I keep wanting to say like there's legal, doesn't have to be court cases, but it could be legal papers, documents that need to be finalized. The other sign that got 8 of rods is Capricorn. So you and Capricorn got 8 of rods for the mid-month of October. So I hope these messages were of help to you. Now on to the sign of Taurus. Also, Aries, before I continue, I just noticed Libra also has 5 of swords. So just got to say that. Now, I hope those messages were of help to you. Now on to the sign of Taurus. Hi, Taurus. So the first card you have for the mid-month of October 2022 is the Queen of Rods. And this is a fire sign person, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, sun sign, rising sign, or moon sign. It could be you if you're born on the cusp of Aries and Taurus. It could be you if you have the rising sign or a moon sign that is a fire sign. I feel like everything is boiling and bubbling around the Queen of Rods, and it's all about change. There's things changing for them, probably because of the eclipse that we have on the 25th of October. They may feel beaten down by life or by other people. They may feel misunderstood, and they may have been misunderstood. They may feel like they're trapped or locked in a situation that they can't get out of. You may feel like you want to help them, but you may feel like you're being barred from doing it. You may feel like you can't do it for some reason. They may look at you like you're overthinking something, or you're over-explaining something to them. For some of you, I mean, it's going to be different for all of you. For some of you, I feel like it's a relative going through trauma. They could be having some kind of like emotional breakdown, and they could be looking for answers, and they're just not finding them. You know, I don't know what kind of answers they're looking for. It could be legal answers, could be their living situation. You know, for some of you, I feel this Queen of Rods person, this fire sign person, may be in an abusive relationship. where their significant other is physically and mentally and emotionally abusing them. It could also be somebody connected to you that is that is distraught and kind of trapped in their work situation. I feel like they need advice. I actually feel that this Queen of Rods could benefit from legal counsel. They need legal help, really. Maybe even the police, if they're in an abuse situation. They're going through and under a lot of stress. So the card that you can have with it is the Moon. And the Moon is secrecy and deception and romance. It's secrecy by itself, romance by itself. It could be heightened psychic ability and intuition. It could also indicate something is an illusion going on right now. Could be connected to the Queen of Rods. It may be a separate message. I get like, it is like something about this whole situation is a mystery. And there's been some kind of breakdown of some sort. Mental breakdown or emotional breakdown. You could be the one experiencing this. I feel it's connected to the Queen of Rods, though. And if the Queen of Rods is you, if it's your rising sign, moon sign, or cusp sign, this could be talking about you. Some of you Tauruses are trying to get something going, but my guides are saying there's a lot of mishaps around it. Blocks, stops, consternation, things getting flipped around, delays. You may feel like, what are the planets? Is the planets against me? Is the universe against me? Because I feel like there's something you're trying to get going. For some of you, it's a business. For some of you, it's a new career. For some of you, it could even be a love relationship. And you could find out that there's more things that you have to do. Like, let's say you're starting a new business. You may find out, like, you have to get zoning. You have to have certain permits. You need a license to do this or that. You need a certain type of certificate or a certain type of training that you don't have yet, or, permission to do it by your, the government or the state or province where you live or town. And this is all part and parcel of the delays. And you may feel like people in a position of power or people that need to give you answers, direct answers, are gaslighting you. Like you're not getting all the information you need, or they're just telling you things to appease you and get you to go away. And they're not really going out of their way to help you find solutions. So for some of you, I would listen to this again, Taurus, because for some of you, this is about what's going on with the Queen of Rods. But for some of you, it's not. It's a separate issue. So I hope these messages were of help to you, and I hope they made sense. Now on to the sign of Gemini. Hi, Gemini. The first card you have is the Six of Pentacles. And the Six of Pentacles is a card that symbolizes giving generously, freely, and charitably to others. You could be receiving charity and generosity from others. This can also indicate the balance of give and take, or that you are going to have financial success in the future. You may feel like your social life is changing, and maybe even your family life. And you may feel like you may be kind of questioning how it got to where it is today, like what's happening with your social life today. You may also feel like you need to get really entrenched or involved in either a charity, a foundation, a fundraiser, or you may want to start one. But for some of you, it could be for a particular person you know that you feel needs your financial help and assistance. Some of you are going to see that your expenses have increased. Well, like, no kidding. That's affecting everybody, right? But it is coming up here for you through this card. So you may see maybe your commute to work because of gas prices is higher, or like food prices, or, energy bills. Your expenses are, some of you are going to really start to notice it in the month of October that it is higher. If you invest in something now, or you've already invested in it recently, it's going to pay off for you in summertime. So depending on where you live, like I live on the East Coast. So summertime to me is June, July, August, and, part of September. That may not be when summertime is for you, but I get around the time, if you've invested in something recently, or you invest in something now, which may sound nutty to do, but that's what I'm getting, that it would pay off for you in summertime. I also feel that Geminis are going to be looking at their finances and finding like a new way to deal with them. That could mean you're going to pay all your things online, or have automatic bill pay, or perhaps you're going to be dealing with a new bookkeeper or accountant, or a new financial advisor, or a new way of doing it on your computer yourself. There could be some program that you find out about that you're going to start utilizing. So that comes up. Those are all the things that came up with the Six of Pentacles. So the card that came up with it is the Sun. So this is a really good card. So this is returning to the joys and happiness of childhood, like, exuberance, joy, happiness. It can also be the spotlight being on you, success in the material world. It could sometimes indicate the birth of a child, or love could be happening for you. You're gaining a lot of respectability and positivity with something that you've produced. Now, it could be something you produce for your job. It could be something you produced for your business. It could be something you produced that's a creation, like a creative thing you produced. Could be a baby. If you had a baby, you produced that baby, and you could be getting a lot of respect and approval over something you produced in October, maybe even going into November. Some of you that are working, you could be getting a big raise and promotion now through the end of November. And you're going to bring about a lot of happiness for other people with things that you are going to change and institute. So you may go, it may be to your family, it could be at your job, where you come in and you're like, hey, we're going to make all these changes, and I'm going to give you a different schedule, and I'm going to reorganize this and that, and the break room's going to change, and we're going to get, have this perk or that perk, or, whatever it is that you're going to change. It could be schedules, it could be things to do with people's pay, it could be in your family, it could be, hey, we're going to change up how we do things in the family. We're going to go on vacation, or we're going to, get a bigger place, or sell this place and move to the beach, or move to the mountains. I don't know what you're going to do, but you are going to institute change that's going to bring happiness to others. Maybe you're going to problem solve, because I'm getting like you coming up with new systems, new ideas, but these things are going to affect other people. And it's either your family or your co-workers, could even be friends, or if you're involved in any kind of club, group, or organization, you could come up with some ingenious problem, because I feel like it's problem solving, troubleshooting. It's also new systems of the way, new routines, new schedules, new systems. But whatever these things you introduce, it's going to be positive, and people are going to respect you. They're going to be happy with what you've done, and they're going to like it. So I hope those messages were of help to you, and I hope they made sense. Now on to the sign of Cancer. Hi, Cancer. So the first card you have is the Knight of Cups, and this is a water sign person, Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio, sun sign, rising sign, or moon sign. This could be you if you have a rising sign or a moon sign that is a water sign, which you are, Cancer. But this could be somebody else that you're dealing with also. Lots of things are going on emotionally inside of you in October. In some ways you want clarity. In some ways you want healing. In some ways you want forgiveness. You could have a lot of bottled up emotions coming to the surface this month, mid-month, and maybe even going into November. It's like you're seeking balance. I do feel like you are going to get some balance here, but I get you seeking balance. Although, you know, it's funny because my guides are saying, in some ways, you're actually going to learn to control your emotions. So it's kind of funny that I get all these emotions are bubbling up that's going on inside of you coming to the surface. But then my guides say, you're going to learn to control your emotions and temper them, which makes sense for your next card. I'm not there yet, though. You may feel like you've been given the bum's rush, the short end of the stick, a raw deal. Where has that happened? Has that happened to you with your family, your significant other? Is it happening at your job? I can't pinpoint where it's happening for you because it'll be different for all the Cancer, sun, moon, and rising sign people out there. You may really decide that you want to make some changes and invest in yourself. Now, that could be invest money in yourself, but it could be invest time. Like, where do you feel you need to invest in yourself? Is it your physical appearance? Is it your physical body, your physical appearance? Is it your health? Is it your wisdom and knowledge? So maybe you feel like you need to join a gym or get plastic surgery or go on a diet or take some classes. Whatever would be investing in yourself with time, energy, and maybe even money. So the card you have that came up with it is Temperance. And Temperance is having to have patience. It can also indicate alchemy, where God and the universe is working through you in what you're doing, thinking, creating, and saying. But it can also indicate patience, as I said. And the other card that got, the other sign that got Temperance is Aquarius. So Cancer and Aquarius got Temperance for this mid-month update. In some ways, Cancer, I feel like you're putting your life back together. And you may say, what are you talking about? My life's together. I don't know. This is the way the message is coming to me. Like, either you're putting yourself back together or your life back together. I feel like you've been seeking guidance and answers, and you're going to have them. Now, some of you have been seeking guidance and answers from your spirit guides, from God, from the universe, from the angelic realms, from your deceased loved ones. But some of you have been seeking guidance from people in the physical world, like astrologers, psychics, mediums, counselors, religious people, spiritual people, healers. But you're going to get the answers that you have been seeking. now through the end of November. There's something that some of you Cancers are going to put on the market that you want to sell because it's like you want to be free of it. It could be a home, it could be a car, a boat, a jet ski, a tractor. It could be technology, computers, equipment. Could be if you have any animals, if you raise any animals, you could have an animal that's a problem to you that you can't afford to take care of it and you want to sell it or be rid of it. Some of you are going to learn a whole new craft or skill between now and March, or you're going to start it in March. But I feel many of you start it soon and the cycle completes in March. And this could be self-learning. You know, when I say you're going to learn something, it doesn't always mean you're taking a class or a webinar or a seminar, which some of you might, or a training program. But some of you are going to learn something, a skill or a craft or some knowledge, and you could be doing it, be self-taught. So I hope these messages were of help to you, and I hope they made sense. Now on to the sign of Leo. Hi, Leo. The first card you have is the Hierophant. And the Hierophant is a card that symbolizes God or a high priest or pope giving you a message or a warning. It could also indicate higher education or higher learning. You could be the teacher or you could be the student. This can also have something to do with spirituality and religion also when the Hierophant shows up. It's like courage and strength is building up in you. And you need a lot of courage and strength to you need to muster up this courage and strength to get you through, like there's a time period coming up here. It feels like it's like 7 to 9 months. Maybe you're going to give birth. Maybe you're, because 9 months is pregnancy. But it could be something else that you're going to tackle or have to go through, and you're going to need a lot of courage, strength, stamina. You could be broadening something you're doing, broadening your business, broadening your career, broadening your family. That's going to take, there's things you're going to have to take care of to do this. You're taking on more. You could be taking on more clients, more customers, more work. Maybe if you work for another business, you're like, hey, I'll take any overtime, any extra work, or, I want to apply for this position that's a higher up position, but it's going to involve more hours, but it pays more. This could be, if you own your own business, you could be taking on more clients and customers, and therefore that takes a lot more time and effort and energy and work. And like I said, childbirth, if you want to have, start a family or have another child or have your first child, it could involve that. But it's like you need courage and stamina and strength for this period coming up. But it's not like you can't do it. I feel like you're totally going to do it and be able to do it. But it's almost like you've got to psych yourself up for it. And get yourself ready and get your ducks in a row and have courage and strength. Because you want whatever this is you're doing to be a success. You want it to be a success. So, hard work and having strength, stamina, putting forward hard work and effort is required a lot of times to get success. And you have to be prepared and learn, which most of you know already, that not everybody's going to agree with or be happy with these choices or decisions that you're making where you need to have this courage and strength. Some people will be naysayers or disapproving or not think it's a good idea or however you want to say it. Now, the next card you have in your reading is the Four of Rods, and the Four of Rods is marriage or a wedding. This could be, or like you could be getting married. You could be throwing a wedding for one of your kids. You could be attending somebody else's wedding. You could be having a wedding. This could also indicate success in springtime, or you could be attending some kind of celebration or gathering of some sort. Love is in the air for some of you. For some of you, you could be embarking on a new love relationship or getting engaged. For some of you, you could have met this person already. And if you've met them already, I feel you met them at some kind of event. I don't feel like this is somebody you knew for years or was a friend to you. I don't get that feeling. I could be wrong. It's a general reading for lots of people that watch these videos. So, but what I feel is it's like you were at something, a wedding, a funeral, a rally, an event, a sporting event, or a concert. I don't know what it was, but I feel like you've met them at an event. And it's love is in the air here. Some of you are giving your heart to somebody. It does come up again. I feel for some of you, you could be getting married. Now, some of you could be getting married in October. You know, maybe you've already been engaged and your wedding is this month. Some of you are meeting the person, and the getting engaged or being seriously committed or married comes later. Now, if it's not love and romance for you, some of you are going to get invited to some kind of gathering that's going to be very intriguing, where you learn new ideas and you make a lot of good connections. You learn ideas and make connections. So think on that. So I hope this message these messages were of help to you, and I hope they made sense. Now on to the sign of Virgo. Hi, Virgo. So the first card you have in your reading is the Wheel of Fortune. And the Wheel of Fortune is the karmic wheels of fate turning in your favor, the planets in the heavens and the spirit guides around you conspiring to give you karmic good fortune. This could also be the ups and downs of karma. There could be a karmic cycle ending and a new karmic cycle beginning. Something's changing. You're getting on with your life. The wheels are like, I see the wheel turning and it's like, ding, 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 ding. It's changing and something new is getting ready to happen for you. If you do any kind of production of anything, you're going to start assembling things in a new or different manner. You may feel like you need to retrain yourself about something and go back and take some kind of classes. It could be something you already did in the past. And you need to brush up because, you know, things always change. There's always new things to learn. If you've been out of the workforce for a while, I feel like you're re-entering the workforce. Because I do pick up some of you sending out a lot of resumes, which I don't know that people do it that way anymore. I'm old school. I'm not, I'm before the days of sending your resume out online. We used to mail them. And so it could be through email or websites where you can upload your resume. But I get you doing that. I'm also picking up some of you Virgos are getting fitted for a wedding dress. Or, maybe your partner is the one getting fitted for the wedding dress. But I see somebody standing up in a bridal store, putting on a wedding dress and getting fitted for a wedding dress. So some of the messages I hear Most of them I hear, some of them I feel, and some of them I see. And that's what I saw in my mind. I feel like you're going to have success and make a lasting impression on somebody, especially involved in work or business. And a lucrative deal could come to you out of the blue. Like somebody could just say, hey, and open some kind of opportunity up for you. And you may not expect it. Could be somebody you met casually that's like, hey, and I'm not just supposing this, I'm seeing it, that you may have met them offhand somewhere and they remembered you, or they, came into your place of business or work and they were impressed by you and they want to give you some kind of opportunity. So the card you have with it is the Knight of Pentacles. And the Knight of Pentacles is an earth sign person, Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo, sun sign, rising sign, or moon sign. So it's likely you because you're a earth sign of Virgo, but it could be somebody else that's an earth sign that you're dealing with. Some of you are getting ready to travel, and some of you are getting ready to move to a different state, province. I feel like it's bigger than just moving to a different town or city. It could be that for some of you, but really some of you, I feel like, I live in the United States. I feel like you're moving to a different state. But where you live, they may not have states. They may have provinces, or so it could be another country or province or state. Some of you are thinking about starting over. Some of you are reuniting with someone from the past. So you could be getting back together with somebody and you're starting over. You're reuniting with somebody and starting over. That maybe is why some of you are moving, for some of you. Some of you Virgos are looking into getting a degree or an advanced degree. So if you're not in that process yet, you may get in that process, or maybe you're already in the process of education and learning, but you want to expand it further and get an advanced degree. In the fall of 2023, Virgos are going to be making a lot more money. Now, it could happen now for some of you, but I did hear it as next fall. But for some of you, it could be this fall of 2022. Because where I live, we're in it. We're in fall of 2022. But it could be, I feel for many of you Virgos, it's next year. And some of you Virgos are going to get invited to attend some gathering or function where you are going to be able to display your skills, your talents, your knowledge. Let's say if you did the work I do now. I was a pastry chef for 22 years, but now I do psychic readings. You may get asked to be at some psychic fair or do readings at a wedding, somebody's bridal shower, or, or on TV, or on somebody's channel. Whatever it is, you could, I'm using myself as an example. It could be whatever line of work you're in. Maybe you create things, or you're a dancer or a singer. You may be asked to perform or do something somewhere that really showcases your talents and skills in the month of October, but this could even go forward into November, like the midpoint of November. You may be asked to do this. So I hope these messages were of help to you, and I hope they made sense. Now on to the sign of Libra. Hi, Libra. So the first card you have in your reading is Five of Swords, and this is standing your ground and drawing a line in the sand, standing up against any gossipers, naysayers, or detractors. If there's any battle, you're likely to win. This could also mean standing up for yourself in some way. The other sign that got this card was Aries. I feel like, Libra, you're trying to get things under control. How you handle your life, how you handle your health, how you handle your day-to-day occurrences, your day-to-day life. You really want to stop people from dictating to you. Where is this happening, Libra? Is it your spouse doing it? Is it, your boss or supervisor? Like maybe you feel like you have too many people dictating to you at work. Could be your kids. You never know where it could be coming from. I feel that there are people that you want to silence what they're saying or doing. This could be on social media. It could be coworkers, could be your family, could be friends, could it be even if you belong to some kind of club, group, or organization, and people are, acting out and you want them to silence them, like stop this rhetoric going on. Maybe it's politics and you don't like it and you want to silence people about that. Or it could be about you. You could have people being super critical of you or your work or your ideas, because I get like you want to silence them. Especially if there's people saying things about you that you don't feel is right or correct. I get that the two places I get it the strongest is at work and or is at home. Well, it's actually three. I get work or social media or at home. It seems to be, it's circling around. It could be all of the places. Could be in all three for some of you. If you have a job where you can go to human resources or go to some kind of complaint department or do a write-up or complaint on somebody, I feel some of you Libras are going to do that. And I also hear that some of you Libras have seen some people do the exact same things you do or have done and not catch any flack for it at all. And that's going to extra torque you. So the card you have with it is the Nine of Swords. And this is grieving the loss of a love relationship. It could also be sleepless nights, migraine headaches, not feeling well. You could be worried about somebody else not feeling well. This could be grieving like the loss of a job or something. It could be grieving the loss of something. Could be bad dreams. I feel like in some ways, Libra, you can't cope with something going on emotionally. Like, it's almost like Libras have too many burdens to bear. And it feels overwhelming to you. Almost like you can't deal with it. And it's like you want to be viable and energetic, but you feel like you're always being challenged or put to the test. So you have to ask yourself, where is this happening? Is it your health? Maybe you feel like your health is always a problem and you're being challenged and put to the test in that way. Or maybe it's love relationships, or maybe it's work. Or again, like I said, this, for some of you Libras, you can feel like things are piling up on top of you. And so it could be in multiple areas. I feel that some of you Libras are going to throw caution to the wind and do something drastic. Now, that could, I don't mean that in a bad sense. Like, you may be like, I'm quitting. I'm getting out of this line of work. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm going to start my own business. Or, I'm tired of not feeling well. I'm not going to do traditional medicine anymore. I'm going to go with holistic medicine, or the reverse. Maybe you've been doing holistic medicine and you feel like it's not helping you and you're going to go to Western medicine. I don't know what it is that's the thing you're going to change drastically. Maybe you feel like, you're overweight and you're like, I'm not doing this anymore. I got to stop eating this or that, or I don't know what, but there's some kind of drastic change that I feel that you're going to make. And, this eclipse is probably affecting you. We have one new moon partial solar eclipse in Scorpio, October 25th. There's also one in November, an eclipse in November at the beginning of the month. So it could be both these eclipses affecting you this way. It could be the one in October. But I really feel like Libras are going to feel like stuff is piling up on top of them. You may feel like you're emotionally, like it's too much. Some of you are going to stand up for yourself against people that are accusing you or saying things negative about you, especially because some of you are going to see that there's other people that have done the exact same thing that aren't getting flack for it. So yours was, I don't like to give negative messages. I really don't. And I know sometimes people get after me and say, oh, you're a negative reader. Well, life is full of ups and downs. Just like just like life, psychic readings aren't always going to be sunny and happy. The good thing here is you are going to take your power back and you are going to change things. But I don't feel like it's going to feel good for you. I feel like it's going to feel difficult, but sometimes the phoenix rises from the ashes and is something beautiful. So it doesn't mean that it's necessarily going to be bad for you moving forward, but it could feel tense and difficult for you in the mid-month of October. But I hope these messages were of help to you, and I hope they made sense. Now on to the sign of Scorpio. Hi, Scorpio. The first card you have is the Six of Pentacles, which is giving generously and charitably and freely to others. You could be receiving generosity and charity from others. This could be the balance of give and take. It could also be financial success coming to you in the future. The other sign that got Six of Pentacles was Gemini. There's a lot of things happening in the financial markets, and for some of you, it's actually going to benefit you and your future. You're going to put your money into something, some kind of investment that's going to pay off, or you already did. I feel like Gemini got the exact same message right there. And for some of you, this is property or land that you invested in, but it could be anything. It could be gold, silver, could have been the stock market. Could be crypto. Because I feel like there's something that you're going to attain that you've been trying to get. It could, again, it could be a home. It could be property somewhere else. And I feel like you're listening to the guidance of your forefathers. That's what my guides are saying. So this would be people that lived before you, probably in your family, but it could be forefathers of your country. But I feel many of you, it's forefathers that came before you in your family that you're listening to their guidance. Either they're still living or they're giving you this guidance and they're deceased and you're getting it through them getting that to you one way or another. Or it could be you remember what they did. And so you're like, you know what? Say it's your grandfather. I remember my grandfather, he invested in blah, 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 and it paid off for him and he was a wealthy man. And you're like, you know what? There's nothing new under the sun. Why can't I repeat what my forefathers did? That's what I feel like you're doing here. Now, again, was it the forefathers of your relatives? I feel many of you, yes. But for some of you, it could be somebody that was the forefather of your country that you are patterning something that they did, that you're going to apply it to your life and you're going to be successful financially because of it. Some of you are going to be operating in a new capacity and getting a new job, or it could be a new position at a job you're already in, or it could be you starting your own business. But I get operating in a new capacity to do with a way of making money. So the card you have with it, Scorpio, it's my favorite card of the minor arcana cards of the tarot deck, is the Ace of Swords. So, man, you got some good cards here together. Ace of Swords is truth being revealed. It's victory. It could be victory because truth is revealed. It could be wisdom, knowledge. Sometimes it can even indicate love. Some of you Scorpios are getting hired for a new job. Some of you have learned a lot. Could be from your forefathers, like I already said. It could be from some kind of class or training program or lessons and what you learned, or even on your own self-knowledge, self-taught knowledge. And whatever you've learned, you're now going to put it to good use, and it is going to pay off for you really well. Some of you, well, this was a weird one, came pop flying through there. Some of you are going to buy a condo, but it could be like, or a building that was apartments that are now getting turned into condos, or I don't know, they say condos to me, but I'm seeing multiple units, not one unit. And you maybe are going to become a landlord. Maybe you're going to rent these out, or maybe you're buying the building and you're going to individually sell each individual condo. The apartments are turning into condos and you're going to make money that way. Wow, that was a weird one that popped through there. Some of you are going to get elected. So any of you Scorpio politicians, if there's anything, or it doesn't have to be politics like government politics. It could be politics within like a club, a group, an organization, where you could get elected the leader or the president of that particular club, group, or organization. If you applied for any kind of grant or funding, could be a loan, but it feels more like a grant or something that you don't have to pay back. I feel like you get it. You get awarded this. Could even be if you had any court cases and there was, you could win this settlement. Because whatever money if it's involving money, I do not feel you have to pay it back. So it doesn't feel like a loan is what I'm driving at. So I hope these messages were of help to you, and I hope they made sense. Now on to the sign of Sagittarius. Hi, Sagittarius. The first card you have for the mid-month of October is the Magician. And this is the card of the manifester. What you think about, you bring about. What's in the ethers and in the spiritual plane, you can manifest into physical reality, and you have all the tools with which to do so. You're going to be like a taskmaster. I see you fixated on certain ideas and principles and things that you're going to be like cranked up, ready to get done. Like your motivation is going to be incredibly high. Like, you know, there's going to be a fire under your butt to make stuff happen. And you're not going to be happy or satisfied with resting on your laurels. You're going to be motivated to get things done. I see you fixing things that are broken. I see you getting estimates on things that need to be new or, you know, brought in new or repaired. And I see you delving in deep into things like boxes or things that are in storage, that have been in storage, and you're delving in deep to them to like see what's in there, see what you can use, see what you need to get rid of, see what you can sell. You could finally take some kind of test or exam that maybe you put off in the past, or because I feel like you had control when you could take it. I don't feel like this was something that if you didn't take it right now, it was done, because I see you taking some kind of test or exam. I also see some of you making where your love life takes a turn for the better. And some of you Sagittarian, sun, moon, and rising sign people, like it's like a new romance could begin. I see you getting out of ruts, any ruts you've been in, and getting out of any entanglements that you didn't like or weren't healthy for you. It's almost like you're stepping back in time, like you're getting some element of your old self back, maybe back to your younger years. Your next card for the mid-month update is the King of Rods, which is a fire sign person, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, sun sign, rising sign, or moon sign. This is likely you because you are a fire sign, but it could be somebody else you're connected to that's a fire sign. I do feel that even though I get all this motivation from you, I do get like you're feeling like I have to tread carefully. So even though you have all this motivation and all this gumption to do things, it's like you don't want to step on certain people's toes or make any mistakes or to pick the wrong thing or do anything illegal or that could, cause any problems. You're going to be very cautious, even though you're highly motivated. I feel like you're going to be a little hard on yourself. No offense. Where I feel that you're going to be like chastising yourself. And like it'll be different for all of you. How are you going to chastise yourself? Some of you may be like, I have to stop acting like a child. Or I have to stop making goofy decisions. Or I have to stop eating the wrong foods, or I have to stop hanging out with people that just bring me down, or, whatever. But it's like you're blaming yourself. You could be kind of blaming yourself for some of your decisions. Some of you finally, I'm hearing you finally stake your claim to something that gives providence. You have to look up what that means. I'm not going to stop the video and go look it up. I could look it up on my phone, but I'm not going to do that. So this is like where you're going to feel, and I'm also hearing the word nirvana. So I feel like some of you are going to stake your claim to a property, a piece of land. I don't feel like it's a job, could be a business, but whatever this is, it's going to be like, this is the right place. This is the right thing for you to do. This is where you feel solid. This is where you feel like you've made the right choices and decisions. This is where you can feel settled. So you have to ask yourself, like, well, I don't know. It's a general reading, but I'm like, it's like you're hard on yourself. You've got a mixed bag of stuff here. You're motivated. You're going to do all this stuff, but then you're going to be treading carefully because you don't want to make the wrong step. And at the same time, you're hard on yourself about past decisions. But then you stake your claim to something that brings providence and nirvana. Please look up providence. And you can comment down below. Yes, I don't know every word my guides say. I've heard of that, but I don't know it enough to say what it means. So, sorry, Sagittarius, you got to look up something on your phone. So or you may know it already. So I hope this reading was of help to you, and I hope it made sense. So now on to the sign of Capricorn. Hi, Capricorn. So the first card you got is 8 of Rods, and 8 of Rods is news coming to you swiftly, communications coming at you, swift or sudden change, could also be travel, could indicate arrows of love. The other sign that got this card was Aries. It's like you're doing this. I feel like you're doing everything that you can. You're shooting off emails, you're sending, it could be text messages also or phone calls, but I see you at a keyboard. Like I feel like you're sending off emails. I feel like there was something that wasn't right. Something was incorrect. It could have been a document. It could be a legal case. It could be some papers for work or something that was, or information that was sent out that now you have to put out a, what do they call it? Like a, not a disclaimer, but kind of like, oh, that was an error. This is the right information. You got the wrong information. Disregard the first information. Like, I feel like you're doing that. I see you fixing things also. And again, I feel like it's click, click, click. I feel like it's on the computer. I feel like you're fixing things in that regard. I also feel you are also getting a lot of news, but I feel that's coming from family members. For some of you, it could be that they're having a hard time. They're struggling with something. They could be struggling to pay their bills, trouble in making making ends meet. They could have some kind of health issue or some other difficulty going on in their life, and I feel like you're hearing about it. I also feel that some of you are looking into how to remedy some problem. And this problem could be like, so whatever you're troubleshooting, the person could be answering you or giving you this information or messages on email or text messages, and you're going back and forth about how to troubleshoot some kind of issue. Some of you Capricorns are going to finalize some purchase, and it could be information about that. You could be dealing with a realtor. Or realtor. I'm sorry, I have people that correct me on that pronunciation. But I get some, so it could be somebody like that you're communicating back and forth with. So the card you have with it is the High Priestess, and this could be you. You could be extra psychic. This could be you, your psychic ability and intuition. This could also be something is being kept secret or hidden from you, or you could be keeping something secret or hidden. This could also indicate a high spirit guide coming in here today to give you messages. You're setting something in stone. You're putting something in writing. This could be like a contract, a will, could be divorce papers, could be if you're trying to sell something, like sell your property, like the conditions of sale, could be about that. You can feel burdened by something where people are bringing you information or something that's broken that needs to be fixed. I feel that some of you have that kind of energy, like coming up. Like you could have relatives or friends or coworkers or bosses getting in touch with you and saying, here's all the issues, Capricorn. Here's the problem with this and the problem with that, and we want you to solve the problem and fix it or tell us what to do. So it's like you have to answer people. I go back to the Eight of Rods card. You're going to be communicating. There was something that was left out or forgotten in some type of document. It could be a living will, it could be a will, it could be a contract for a business or a contract of sale. You could even have, for some of you, Capricorns, sun, moon, or rising sign people, there could be a relationship you're in that is under review. It could be a love relationship. It could be a relationship with a family member, a friend, a boss or coworker. And it could be up for review because you may not be satisfied with how it's going. And you may be thinking about, like, do I want this to keep going, or am I going to step in and say something here? Remember, you have relationships with lots of people. You know, it's not all just about love. It could be a love relationship that's up for review, but you could have some other type of relationship that you're like, is it a codependent relationship? Is it a healthy relationship? You're skeptical about some relationship in your life, and it's up for review, meaning you're going to be reviewing it and thinking about, do I say something? What do I say? Do I value this relationship? Should I let it go? That kind of energy is around it. So I hope these messages were of help to you, and I hope they made sense. Now on to the sign of Aquarius. Hi, Aquarius. The first card you have is Temperance, and this is patience, having to have patience. It could also be alchemy, where God is working through you in what you're doing, thinking, creating, and saying. The other sign that got Temperance for the mid-month of October is Cancer. You may feel like everything's amiss, or like you're like, what? Everything's amiss. Everything needs to be, like, you may feel like things are scattered, things that aren't organized, things need to be cohesive and put back together, or fixed, or adjusted. And it's like, Aquarius, you're trying your best to sort these things out in your mind. You may feel a lot of spiritual presence around you in October, and you may feel very protected by from your spirit guides or your deceased loved ones, or all of the above. You could be putting some things out to sell to see, are people interested? This could be a yard sale, an estate sale. It could be some craft or something you create. It could be a book. It could be videos. It could be something that you're putting out on the internet. But like I said, it could be a yard sale, an estate sale. It could be, maybe you're thinking about trying to sell your home or a vehicle of some sort. And this is the month where you dig in deep, Aquarius, and you ask yourself, what do I really want? You're going to start to get really clear about what you want. You may think you know, you may have thought you knew, but we have an eclipse that's happening in Scorpio, new moon partial solar eclipse in Scorpio on October 25th. And there's one on November 8th. So this is like rattling your cage. You're like, yeah, you've been going along thinking this, I want this is how I want it, da, 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 da. And, Mars is going to be retrograde at the end of the month. That could be doing it too, where it's going to start to shift and change and shake up your foundation a little bit, where you're going to have to start asking yourself, what do I really want? Are you doing the things that are making you happy? Are you living where you really want to live? Do you have the job you really like? Are you in the relationship you really want? But what it will boil down to in the long run is, what is it you really want that's going to bring you happiness and peace? And then from that point on, you're going to have to sort it all out and figure out, well, now what do I need to do to achieve those goals? The card you have next, funny, it's about happiness, the Sun. And the Sun is returning to the joys and exuberance of childhood happiness and joy. It can also indicate the spotlight being on you, success in the material world. It could also mean a child is going to be born, or love. The other sign that got the Sun was your fellow air sign, Gemini. You're going to finally start to feel free of some kind of burdens. Now, whether you feel it in October or not, I can't say because it's a general reading and timing is different for everyone. And, you know, it could be longer than now. But I feel like you're going to start to feel free and a little unburdened in some way. It's like you may already feel like you're an Aquarius that already has their act together, but it's like you're getting your act more together than what it is. Or maybe you're an Aquarius that doesn't feel like you have your act together. Well, it feels like you will be getting your act together in the mid-month of October, maybe even November. It's like you're kind of like taking charge of your life, and things that you procrastinated on is like you're getting them going now. You're moving on them, which is kind of weird because Mars is going to be retrograde, and that you would think would slow down progress. But I don't know, for Aquarius, I'm not feeling totally like it will. Some of you are going to start making some new plans and your own plans. Some of you may even decide you want to travel abroad or study abroad for some of you. You could take on new partnerships with people. If you wanted to start your own business, or if you have a business, you may take on new partnerships. It could also be love partnerships. You're going to be really thinking about plans and making plans and thinking about what plans you want to make that definitely would be impacting or affecting your destiny. That's a big word here for you, your destiny. So I hope these messages were of help to you, and I hope they made sense. Now on to this sign of Pisces. Hi, Pisces. The first card you have is Six of Rods, and this is, it's like closing the door on negative energy or negative communications coming at you, or keeping them at bay. It could also be taking the moral high ground in a situation. You know, Pisces, you're going to have to start to not let other people get on your nerves, because I feel like either they are getting on your nerves in October or they have been getting on your nerves, and you're going to have to start putting up boundaries or mentally telling yourself, I can't let these people get on my nerves. And you may feel like, where you think you've got me pegged and cornered or all figured out, you don't. And you may feel like there's a lot of things that you have to cope with and deal with and handle this month. It could be your own stuff. It could be other people's emotions and their stuff. This is why you need to have boundaries, have good boundaries. And you could have some arguments with people. You could have some arguments with people where somebody is saying to you, like they're argumentative with you, and you could be telling them, you don't know what you're talking about. Or they could be saying that to you. Some of you Pisces may make a decision to change your job, or maybe it's just changing. And some of you Pisces are going to be more concerned about fitness. You could be feeling like you want to trim down or you want to tone up. You could join a gym. You could be lifting weights. You could be, swimming or exercising, but thinking about like wanting to feel more fit and toned comes up here for Pisces. And you're making some practical decisions and choices. And some of you Pisces, this is about what do you cut out of your life? What do you leave behind? And you're dealing with a lot of details. There's a lot of details that you have to deal with, look at, figure out. You could have some people in your family or at your workplace that are getting after you about a decision that you're going to make. Like maybe you're going to quit your job or move or get together with somebody they don't approve of, or You know, I don't know. But you could have some people that are like not happy with some choice or decision you're going to make. Maybe you have a home and you're going to sell it and people in your family aren't happy about it. So the card you have with it is which is funny because you got the World with it, and that's being in control. That's the World is the planets in the heavens and the spirit guides around you conspiring to give you control. It could also be a karmic cycle ending and a new karmic cycle beginning. Now, sometimes you feel the lack of control. I don't let the cards flip upside down. So if it were reversed, maybe you would feel the lack of control. But I always go by what my guides say, so we'll find out why the World is here for Pisces. I feel like you're building a life for yourself, and I feel like it's a new and different life, or it's a new and improved version of your life. And you're starting to understand yourself better and your motivations and where your motivations are coming from and why you make the decisions you do. And you may feel like you really have to be astute and you don't want your intelligence or knowledge to like slip through the cracks. You want to be like studious, knowledgeable, astute. There's game changer energy here for Pisces. I feel like something in your life where you did not feel like you had power and control over, you are going to feel like you're more like the captain of your ship, the master of your own destiny. If you felt like you were kind of lost or wandering aimlessly, I do feel that you are going to be more solid, more concrete, more in control and making good decisions. But again, don't forget what I said. You've got some people that either you're going to fight with one person or you're going to have a couple people that are going to be not in agreement with what you're deciding to do. Some of you. And you could be really building up your career or building up something in your life. Could even be your own physique and your own physical body with that toning and getting fit thing. It could be that too, where you are getting more in control of your life. And some of you Pisces, where you've seen where you've given your power and control over to somebody else, it could have been misplaced, and you're going to be regaining that control back, where you're analyzing it and you're looking at it like, I shouldn't have trusted that person or put all the control and power over to that person. It wasn't the right decision. That's only going to make sense to some of you. And remember, I always say, watch your rising sign, your moon sign, and your sun sign, because sometimes your messages are coming to you from there. And this may not make sense to you for your sun sign. You have to watch your I would definitely watch your rising sign if you know it. So I hope these messages were of help to all the signs of the zodiac out there. And if you would like to get any of the special videos that I record for my Vimeo on-demand pages, where I focus on very specific topics using a variety of divination tools, you can access the most recently recorded links down below in the description box in the Show More section, or you can go to my website at theluckymermaid.com videos page, and there all the links there are connected to those videos on Vimeo, and you can just scroll down and look at all the different video series I've recorded. You can read the description, what divination tools I've used, how long the predictions go out for, and you just click on whatever zodiac sign you want, and that link will take you to Vimeo. Now, I'm going to say right here, I've had a lot of issues with Vimeo over the past month, the whole month of September, and it's still been going on with October, that they are having a problem with connecting to PayPal. People are telling me constantly, I can't solve that for you, so you need to contact Vimeo. Apparently, using a credit card will work to purchase the videos because I'm selling videos. And almost the same as if I had PayPal. I'm not noticing a huge drop, but if you are having that issue, writing to me isn't really going to solve it. You need to contact Vimeo directly and look on the website and you can see where that is, or you can go to my videos page on my website, and it does show you the link to use to let Vimeo know you're having some kind of issue. But if you're willing to use a credit card for right now, my videos are on Vimeo. I am going to look into putting them also somewhere else to try to solve this problem, but that's going to take me some doing. So the most recently recorded video series I have available is my eclipse effects from the solar eclipse in Scorpio, October 25th, 2022, psychic tarot, crystal, and oracle card readings. There's a lot of information in those videos. They go for about a half an hour. You might want to get I recommend, if you can do it, to get your rising sign and also your sun sign. My Mars retrograde tarot scopes for 2022, 2023. Those videos have 4 tarot cards, 1 animal totem card, and a gemstone crystal. My horseshoe tarot spreads, psychic tarot readings for 2022, 2023. It's one of the most purchased video series I record. That has 7 cards in it, and it does deal with a lot of areas in your life. Also, my psychic crystal readings for the month of October 2022 for each sign of the zodiac. It's a continuation and an expansion of the psychic tarot readings that I do on YouTube at the beginning of the month. It gives you more insights, details, and predictions from my spirit guides for your zodiac sign. Also, my career and finance, psychic tarot and crystal readings for each sign of the zodiac. They go for 12 to 18 months. I recorded them and put them on Vimeo in April of 2022, and they go through until the end of October 2023. So we still have a whole nother year of the career and finance predictions. Also, my What's Lucky and New for You in 2022, psychic tarot and oracle card readings. Plus, there's other videos down below. Like I said, I am aware of the issues going on with Vimeo with not connecting to PayPal. I don't know. I really hope they fix it soon because it's causing a lot of issue. Also, if you would like to get more psychic predictions and messages from my spirit guides that you're not going to see here, you can follow me on my social media pages at The Lucky Mermaid LLC on Facebook and The Lucky Mermaid _ Pam Georgel on Instagram, and also on my YouTube community page. I've started to post them there too. And I pull usually a tarot card or an oracle card or sometimes my crystal, and I write 5 paragraphs of messages and predictions. So many people find they resonate with them. Hopefully you will find that some of the predictions in those posts resonate with you. I'd love to see you on my social media pages. And also a side note, I know you guys are probably sick of hearing me say this, but I'm going to say it again, because if anybody contacts you and says they're me and say, hey, you want a reading? I don't have WhatsApp. I don't have any of that. I'm not soliciting anybody. I'm not following my followers, and I'm not soliciting anybody for readings. I only work from my wait list and my cancellations list. If you want to read the details about that, you can go to my website, theluckymermaid.com, and go to the scheduling page and see how that's working. If I'm contacting you and you're not on those lists, then it is definitely not me. I'm only writing to those people, and I can only do a few private readings a month. My schedule is really full with a lot of things going on, and I really don't have time to do more than a few readings a month. So these lists move incredibly slowly. And I get a lot of people writing me, like, where am I on the list? I really wish people would not do that, because it's not easy for me to figure out. You would think I can just go look at the number. No, I have to go down and read all the people that I've already read, because I don't delete them off the list. So, you know, if I'm going to contact you when your name comes up, just know that's how it will work. Also, if you like this video, please like it and share it. And if you feel like it would be beneficial to people then sharing it would be helpful. It helps this channel grow. And subscribing also helps this channel grow. So I greatly appreciate that. And if you would like to make a donation to this channel to support the work that I do here on YouTube, there's a donation link down below. It's connected to PayPal. Thank you so much to those of you who have been so kind and generous and donated to my channel. It does mean a lot to me, and it does really help a lot. So thank you so very much for that. So I hope all the signs of the zodiac out there have an absolutely outstanding rest of October. And know that I wish you many blessings and peace.